Today we are going to talk about the best lens for each category and the best overall lens for 60D, 70D, 80D, 90D or any kind of aps-c camera. Let's do this! What's up YouTube, this is Justin, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to my channel as well as clicking the notification bell button beside it. Thank you very much in advance, and while you're at it, follow me on Instagram as well. That is where I post my daily photos, and if you want to learn more about taking photos and what are my settings, check them out. As a follow-up on how to choose your first lens in my previous video, today we are going to talk about the best lens you can get for 60D, 70D, 80D, 90D or any kind of aps-c cameras. If you are using other brands other than Canon, then you don't have to worry a lot because there are mounts available for all types of cameras that is compatible with all the lenses right now. And if you don't mind me, just don't focus on my pimple right here. Yeah, I don't know how this happened, but as soon as I took a shower and I'm trying to make this video, this thing just popped out and it kind of bleeds a little bit. I'm not sure what to do with it, but you know what? Nothing can stop me from posting or making this video right now. Or maybe, wait, hold on. If you guys think that this is better, then let me know too. I think I'm gonna go on with this, okay? So that you guys don't focus on my pimple that much. Now let's get serious. In this video, we are going to find out what is the best lens for your every single need. Let's keep everything simple by looking at portraits. And just before we get started, portrait is an art of you shooting people, of you shooting faces, expression, or any kind of pictures or sculptures that is actually focused on humans. In my opinion, one of the best lens you can get if you're shooting portraits mainly is Canon's 50mm f1.8 STM. A little side note here, I do not actually own a Canon 50mm f1.8 STM, but I have used it before and it's amazing. But instead, I've got myself the Yongnuo YN 50mm f1.8 as well. It's actually a Mark II, but it works just as fine and it's like a budget version of it. So I decided to go for it instead. And frankly speaking, I couldn't tell the difference between the two photos that is being produced by these lenses, and at first I thought that I want to get the Yongnuo's just to test out the comparison alongside with my friend's lens, but in the end I decided to keep it instead of using it to test or to diss it or to discriminate it or anything, because it turns out to be really good. Okay, let's go back to the original 50mm from Canon. Well, this lens is one of the most popular lenses that I know of, that if you ask every photographers around, they're gonna say this like 50mm is the best for taking portraits. And here's why. Number one reason would be the f1.8 aperture. Having a larger aperture like f1.8 really helps you in taking low light pictures. And because more lights are coming in from the lens into the lens and hitting your sensor, hence you're gonna get a much more better performance. And plus, it helps for you to achieve that super crispy, probably not crispy, it's blurry bokeh effect. Another reason why this lens is so popular is because of the price. It's only $125 US on Amazon. I'm gonna link it down below. Well, one more thing is that the size itself is really compact and it's like weightless. If I'm not mistaken, it weighs somewhere below 200 grams. So thumbs up for them. Well, in the case of ATD, which is the camera that I'm using right now, 50mm is going to be translated to 80 millimeters as its true focal length. And why is that? That is because aps-c sensors, they have 1.6 crop factor. And you have to factor this in, which means you take 50 millimeters times 1.6 to it, hence you get 80 millimeters. So the downside, I would say, from having this lens is that first thing, you gotta be like a bit further away from your subject, and other than that, you're fine. This lens is gonna rock your world. One quick question for you guys. So have you guys used this lens before? If you have, comments down below and let me know what you think about the lens. Now let's move on to landscape. Well, landscape involves you shooting pictures of sceneries, sunset, sunrise, buildings, architectural stuff, and basically anything wide. Well, in my opinion, the best lens that you can get to shoot landscape with is the Sigma 18 to 35 millimeters f1.8 DC HSM Art Series. And being an Art Series means that it's a premium lens from Sigma, so the build quality is exceptional. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's one of the few lenses in the world that has a constant f1.8 throughout its entire focal length from 18 to 35 millimeters. And the lens itself is wide enough at 18 millimeters to be considered itself as a wide-angle lens, meaning you can fit more stuff into your frame. And the large aperture of f1.8 again allows you to have more light coming into your lens, hitting your sensor, and giving you better performance. And I'm not sure what Sigma did with the lens, but the image itself, it came out really sharp, especially during night, especially when you shoot night photography like I do. I do a lot of night photography. Follow me on Instagram and you'll find out that I really do a lot. Well, to me, I've been using it for months right now, ever since I purchased it, and the autofocus has worked really good right now. As a matter of fact, I'm using the 18 to 35 millimeters right now on my ATD shooting myself. And if you guys can see, the autofocus tracks really well as well. So I'm not really sure of why people are bashing on this lens, saying that autofocus is slow and all that. I mean, like, if you compare it with a Canon original manufacturer, obviously there's gonna be a difference, but I mean, kudos to Sigma for doing this. Seriously, it's really good. This lens is absolutely my favorite lens, and then I've been using it every single day. Well, the true focal length that you can get from this lens on an aps-c sensor would be 29 millimeters to 56 millimeters. Because of the crop factor, again, 1.6 times 18 to 1.6 and times 35 to 1.6, and you'll be getting 29 to 56. Well, the bonus thing that comes along with the lens that I really like is that you can shoot amazing portraits and landscape as well on this lens because of the focal length. 29 millimeters is still wide enough for you to take landscapes, and 56 millimeters is definitely perfect to take portraits, alongside with the large aperture, and you got nothing to complain about. Well, actually you got two things to complain about right here about this lens. Is that the number one thing would be the price. Well, being that this is an Art Series lens from Sigma, it's premium, the build quality is awesome, it has a constant f1.8, so I don't really blame them for pricing this lens a bit more higher at $640 US. I saw this on Amazon. And the other thing that I really don't like about this lens is that it's really heavy at 810 grams. Which is kind of annoying if you're taking this everywhere with you. And yeah, it kind of sucks if you like traveling and you're holding on to this lens, or you put it in your bag and you have to carry it for like 3 hours straight. Even 800 grams will feel like 5 kilos after 3 hours. And moving on, and if you are looking forward to shoot jewelries, products, food, insects, plants, then welcome to the world of macro photography. And Canon makes special lenses for macro photography, and they have made one specially for aps-c cameras. The one that I really like, and the one that I did extensive research before buying, is the Canon 35mm f2.8 ISSTM. And why again this lens is the best lens that I choose for APS-C camera in terms of macro photography? It's because of the large aperture again. And another special feature about this lens is that it has like a tiny fill light right in front of the lens, so that you can turn it on. You can turn it on one side or both at the same time, and it kind of fills in the blanks, like the dark spots that you really need to fill in. So it really does help when you're taking macro photography. Well, I know some of you might say that you don't need that tiny LED lighting in front, blah blah blah, but I would say that it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, right? Well, another great feature about this lens itself is that it has a in-body, in-lens stabilization. If you have shaky hands and if you're not on a tripod, you don't have to worry so much about it because the lens itself has stabilization, so your image is gonna come out fine as long as you're not like shaking too much. Well, being a macro lens, it kind of like struggles a bit on autofocus, so you kind of have to guide it a bit to point it to where you're shooting, or you have to like twist the focus ring a little bit. But other than that, it's fine. Last but not least, let's choose an overall best for APS-C sensor camera, 70D, 60D, 80D, or even 90D. What is the best lens for them? In my opinion, and in my opinion alone, I'm not speaking for everybody else, I'm speaking from experience, and I am a full-time APS-C sensor camera user. In my opinion, the best lens is the Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8 DCHSM Art Series. I guess you kind of expected it, right? I've been using this lens ever since I purchased it, like probably like close to a year ago. Like almost every single day I look at this lens, I hold this lens, I feel this lens, I sleep with it, I eat with it, I watch movies with it, I travel with it, and I kind of know this lens inside and out. And the starburst that this lens produces is truly amazing because it has 9 blades. So I would really totally say that this is the best lens that you can get for APS-C sensor cameras. Another thing is that the focal length. 29mm is wide enough and 56mm is telephoto enough, I would say, to shoot portraits as well. So landscape to portraits, you're good to go. So there you go, we got the best lens for each and every category, ranging from portraits, landscape, macro, and an overall best lens. Congratulations to Sigma, I love it. Oh my god, I sound like a total geek right now. So now I would like to hear your thoughts on what do you think is the best lens that you have used, no matter it is from full frame, APS-C or micro four thirds. Doesn't matter, we all are a big family in the world of photography and cameras. Let me know down in the comments below. And again, all the lenses that I've spoke about in this video will be linked down in the description below, alongside with some alternatives to it that I can find. Thank you for watching. Like really, thank you to sticking to the end and watching this video. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you like my video, and like this video if you really like this video. It would help a lot. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well if you want to learn more about photography or what's my setting when I shoot photos, stuff like that. Link will be down in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye!